It's all about humanity.
And here we go, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are coming in from, I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This is the Bullish Bitcoin Show, the Bullish Bitcoin channel, the alternative to the crappy lying BBC, as you'll all be familiar with. Today is Monday, the 17th of November, 2025. And as always, strong Bitcoin hand. That is so important with everything that we've got going on right now. I'm going to get into the show, but I am going to say this. I am having movie sound issues again. So I've been frantically trying to get the movie sound working and I can't. So I'm going to have to swing the mic around to the computer when I get to the movies, turn your volumes up, and hopefully you'll be able to hear it okay. That's what I'm praying I can do because I can't fix it. And a large part of the show is going to be on a couple of movies. So for those finding the channel for the very first time, I encourage you all, please do your own research. Don't come looking for financial advice and technical analysis and all that sort of stuff. Just do your own research and invest in Bitcoin if it feels right for you. I would encourage you to follow me somewhere else. For those that are new, this channel's been taken down once already. It could happen again with YouTube for no reason at all. If you are following me on, say, my backup YouTube channel called UK Bitcoiner, or you're following me on Rumble at UK BitcoinMaster 1, that's the number 1, then if YouTube take this down, you will get continuity and I will continue live streaming over on those other platforms. So there's a link in the show notes. Take you here. I would encourage you to follow me somewhere else. Also, show sponsor number 1, the best of Exmoor, a holiday company here in the United Kingdom. Exmoor National Park, beautiful part of the world, around 200 holiday cottages that they've got. They're Bitcoiners, so give them some support. When you read the reviews, they are all 9.5 up to 10 out of 10, which in my experience is absolutely exceptional. I've never seen anything like that before. We've experienced 2 holidays with them last year and this year, and they were both superb, all bar the weather, which we can't change. So please either click the link in the show notes or scan the QR code, have a look around, have a look at the reviews, see the cottages they've got, see cottages, inland cottages with walks, pet-friendly cottages, sleep 1, sleep 20, 1 night, 20 nights. It is so flexible, it's crazy. So do check them out. Okay, so back to me and back to you. Who have we got in the house? Chelsea Baz is with us. Good to see you. John G on catch up. No bother, dude. Elaine Mrs. UK is with us. Justin Dizzy is in the house. Yorkie Bitcoiners here. Johnny Midas. See you, Johnny. Where were you Saturday? We missed you. Okay, Mr. 60 is with us. Oh, crikey. What on earth is that one? Blessings and prosperity, sir. Huddle Diamond Hands peeps. Judah, I can't see it. It's so small. Lion Lifestyle TV. Shorten that, dude. Shorten it, as you'll never get a shout out. But welcome. Thank you for being here. Bram VDB is in the house. We've got Mr. Gardner 21. Good to see you. People, smash the like button, retweet this out. Please do all the good stuff. Okay, I'm going to get into the show. And like I've said, for those that missed it, I do have some issues with my audio on the videos I'm running. So I might need to play around and see how we get on. When we get to that, we will talk about it. I want to start the show with yet another warning, because if you're following this channel, you will never get fudded out of your Bitcoin if you watch my channel and you listen to my warnings. Here's another one I want to cover. I got this from Trezor, except when you hover your mouse over the word Trezor in the email with Gmail, look what it came up with. Trezor at jewishgen.org. Does that sound to you like Trezor.io? My purpose in telling you this, I went into my Gmail, and I don't use my Gmail. You've got to have a Gmail address to have a YouTube channel. So I do not use Gmail, but there is an address there. And I went in there the other day and there was 16 different scam messages saying, look, this is Trezor Suite 2.9.1 release. Don't ever click on those links. Don't ever go and update your Trezor firmware through one of these links, because you'll think it's done. And then when you plug your Trezor in, you wonder where your Bitcoin went. I'm telling you, people, you've got to be careful here. So this is Gmail. I'm pretty certain on every email client, if you hover your cursor over the word Trezor, it should bring up the address. And if it doesn't say Trezor.io or support@Trezor.io, freaking well delete it, because those scammers want your Bitcoins. You have been warned. What else? The crypto sentiment is on the floor, is it not? I wonder how many people in the chat right now would put, yeah, I'm bullish, everything's cool, but really they're crapping their pants. Okay, this crypto sentiment index hits 8-month low of 10 despite analyst optimism. This is from Bitbo. This was their fear and greed index about half an hour before I went live on the show. It says the Bitcoin market has entered a period of heightened pessimism, with the widely watched fear and greed index dropping to an extreme fear score of 10, the lowest since February 27th. And here's a tweet from Barchart. Bitcoin plunges to an extreme fear reading of 10. This was a couple of days ago, 16th. Oh, yesterday. It went down to 10. So everyone is freaking out, which is absolutely odd to me, which is also absolutely bizarre, if I'm honest, particularly when you look at a few of these I'm about to show you. Now, I've taken these from other content creators. Can't remember who, but shout out to them, whoever it was. But look, if you look at this chart, every parabolic run is in red there. You can see it in 13, in 17, in 2021, the double top. But what have we seen in 2025? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we certainly have not hit a blow-off top where we should plunge into a bear market, unless all the cycles are completely different. Here's another one that's sobering. This is Bitcoin historic drawdown since, I believe, about 2022, some point in 2022. And look at them. 22.8, 20.3, 28.4, 31.8. And here we are at around 24%, 24.5% correction. And to me, this is just normal for bull run. If you look at 2017, there was between 5 and 7 30+ percent corrections during that time. Now, I'm not saying this isn't different. I'm not saying that this is a normal correction and everything is going to resume and we're gonna start going upwards again. But it is certainly a time to stack Bitcoin because it is really on sale. We are currently at 92,896, and right now you're back over 1,076 sats for every dollar you've got. So if you truly believe in Bitcoin, you should be stacking sats right now. This one came from Colin Talks Crypto, but a chart that I thought was well worth sharing with you all. Okay, so now I want to get onto a couple of videos, and I'm going to turn my microphone round and down to the computer, so it might be low, but turn your speakers up. For those that are late, again, I'm having issues with my audio. I did an update to my streaming software, and now I can't get my audio to work when I run videos. So I'm really frustrated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the microphone round so that you can... maybe it elevates the sound of the audio a little bit. I really need the moderator, Elaine, if she's listening, to put something in the chat as to whether you guys will be able to at least hear it. It's going to be low, but hopefully you can hear it. Right, so that said, this first one, Jordi Visser is somebody that I'm paying a lot of attention to. I watch him every time he's on Pomp. And, you know, in this particular one, after Pomp says, you know, people are really worried right now, what he says, and you'll hear it for yourself, hopefully you'll hear it for yourself, he said, we always look back and quickly forget the crashes. Maybe we'll look back in 2026 to 2025 and think, well, what are we all freaking out for? Now the price is 200,000 or whatever it might be. I don't know. He says, everything he's looking at says that we are not in a bear market. He says a lot goes on in the last quarter of the year, and the crazy institutions buying absolutely continues. So why are those institutions buying like mad if Bitcoin is going to fail? It isn't going to fail. Retail, people like you and I have lost the plot and they think it's all over and it's done. And yet institutions are mopping up and mopping up. And then he says Bitcoin will be the best performing thing of next year. So microphone round, you'll lose me. I hope you get some audio from this. Hang on. Okay, here we go. People are very Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Okay. Right. Well, I can't do anything about that, people. It's a live show, so we've got no sound from those videos. But, you know, Geordie Visser was beating the drum around, and I guess maybe I'll flesh his words out. You should go and watch his latest talk with Pomp. It's about half an hour and there's such good stuff in there. So forgive me for those of you that you couldn't hear anything. I can't go back to the videos now, so we'll have to move on. But he was really underpinning that there's no reason to be freaking out. There is so much goes on in the last quarter of every year. You look, he said, you've got to zoom out and you've got to look at macro. And so many Bitcoiners, they don't look at the macro. They don't understand that Bitcoin gets buffered around by what is going on out there in the macro landscape. BitcoinMaster, welcome. Good to see you. So, yeah, Bitcoin always returns to its all-time high. It will. You got to be patient. So if you get a chance, go and watch those Geordie Visser videos, or that video. I had a couple to share with you. It is pointless talking about them. In fact, let me just tell you what Geordie explained in the second one. He talks about the four groups of Bitcoiners. That was the thumbnail. You know, you've got the early cypherpunks, you know, then you've got the 2020ers that come in like he did, that, you know, come in from a different perspective. And then some of those OG Bitcoiners, you know, that have maybe bought $100 and now it's 100,000. And I think I'm taking some chips off the table. I'm going to go and live my life. And so then you've got the people that are selling out, and then some of those the people that got in around 2020, they start buying up that Bitcoin. Then you've got the treasury companies that come in, and he talks about then you've got the people around the world that are literally buying Bitcoin because it's their way of getting out of their currency that's completely crumbling, and they want to get into Bitcoin or stable coins, that type of thing. So he was talking about how the flows of people selling and people buying is going on. And he was emphasizing the point that right now there is still tons. Whoops, that shouldn't have happened. There is still tons and tons. I want to get forward. There we go. Tons and tons of OGs still liquidating positions. So I thought I saw Checkmatey at some point said it is really healthy to cleanse the market and then go again. Now, what do I know? I'm just me. That might be a bit loud. I turned my volume up. I might be blasting at you all. Sorry, I've just turned that down a bit. My apologies. What a train wreck of a show this one is. So it was a really interesting video, and I do encourage you all to go and watch it. That's all I can say. I can't run them because you can't hear them. So let me go back over to the desktop. Quick shout out to the Orange Pill app. If you're not on it, it is an app for Bitcoiners. I would encourage you to try it out if you're new. If you use my link in the show notes and take out any subscription, they'll give you 5,000 sats once you've done so. You can see the people on there right now. Samson Mao is down there, bottom left. Bottom middle, second row up, you got Tone Vases on it. You got Natalie Brunel, I can see there, to name a few. I've connected with James Lavish there. Several others, and I can't think of them. So if you want to connect with the big Bitcoiners and have conversations with them, then it is worth checking out the Orange Pill app. Also, I encourage you to check out the second show sponsor, which is by the Book Accountancy. Robin Thatcher here is their founder and CEO. I interviewed him 3 or 4 months ago. He is a hardened Bitcoiner. He is lobbying the UK government and Her Majesty's Revenue, His Majesty's Revenue and Customs, to make silly changes that they've got to change it. They are working with Bitcoin policy in the UK to try and get more and more people to wake up to Bitcoin. But their point of view and Bitcoin policy's point of view is we're in the dark ages here. We are just not embracing this at all, and we really are going to be left behind. But that said, Robin is an accountant, also goes by the name of Crypto Tax Help, if I can get that to work. So if you are in the UK, there's a lot of changes coming in January 26, where they reckon they're going to know everything about every transaction you've ever made, even if you don't report it. And then if you don't report it, they're going to give you huge fines. Now, whether they can do that, whether they can't, I don't know. But it is worth being aware of if you are in the UK. And if you are a regular on this show, I encourage you, book a 30-minute consultation with Robin and ask him your questions about it all, because he's been very helpful to me. He's been very helpful to Yorkie Bitcoiner in the chat, who's had a couple of meetings with him. And I encourage you to speak with Robin if you are in the UK. Now, if you do, please tell him you came through my show, please. I've been asking for a link that you click on, and then it tells him that you came through my show. But he said he'll sort one out, but maybe he's really busy and he hasn't had chance to do that. Just checking down the list to see if I've missed anyone. No, I think I got you all in there. Right, okay, so I saw this one from Simply Bitcoin, which I thought was brilliant. Study Bitcoin. Bitcoin is risky to not learn about. Used to be Bitcoin is risky, stay away. Now it's Bitcoin is risky to not learn about. The only place you should not be is on Bitcoin Zero. Get off of Bitcoin Zero. Seriously, people. I can't stress that enough. Oh, now it's saying my stream's going to fail or something. Oh my lord, what a train wreck. I'll do my bit, I'll waffle for a little bit, but everything seems to be going wrong tonight. But hey, do you know what? That is what happens when you do a live show. You can't change it. Okay, I found this one, which I thought was interesting, from Freddie New from Bitcoin Policy. He's been on my show, bitcoininterviews.com. Is this a sign that the institutional hatred of Bitcoin at the BBC is ending? I doubt it. The new season of Race Across the World starts in Isla Mujeres, whatever that is. Hats off to Isabella. And the next destination is Bitcoin Beach in El Zonte. Wow. All presented without the usual snark. If you can see there, El Zonte on the right, and above it, it says that logo down at Bitcoin Beach. So who knows? I don't know what's going on. All I know is there might not be a BBC for much longer if Mr. Trump has his way, but we'll see how that one plays out. Talking of Mr. Trump, here's one from Bitcoin LFG. Trump's top crypto advisor, David Bailey, estimates a 75% chance Congress eliminates capital gains tax on Bitcoin. Yes, wouldn't that be bullish for you guys in the US? Now, again, I'm just bringing you news that I come across. I haven't had this corroborated at all. I'm just showing you that it looks like, according to the guy that's talking in Trump's ear about Bitcoin/crypto, a 75% chance that Congress removes capital gains tax. How that will look, I have no clue. I found this one from Checkmatey, which is brilliant. One of the notable reasons 2025 underperformed is a lot of Bitcoin capital was coaxed into buying expensive treasury company stocks, which then proceeded to decline by 90% or more, incinerating value. The firms didn't buy Bitcoin volumes anywhere close to the amount investors gave them. Stay humble. Stack Sats is the wisest meme in Bitcoin, and it comes from the experience of Bitcoiners who have already learned this lesson. The new shiny thing is there to take your Bitcoin. Everybody is a scammer. The solution is stay humble and stack sats. The promoters will return. Ignore them. They want your Bitcoin. Stay humble, stack sats, and focus on your craft and your family instead. So, we have a price down, hovering very close to 90k now, and maybe it's going to go down some more. Maybe we are entering a bear market. Maybe we're not, and it will take off to the moon again. That doesn't matter. My philosophy is simple. If you are buying into Bitcoin for a minimum of 4 years, you'll always win. We've been holding for 8.5 years, and I can tell you that our initial investments, even at around 70k, have 35x'd. Even with this correction, we are 35x on each of the Bitcoin investments we made. Now, you might be saying, oh, yeah, but you bought back in 2017. You'll do the same in 2025. And I'll tell you now, zoom out to 2032, 2033, and I wouldn't mind betting that Bitcoin is up above $1 million, $1.5 million a coin. Now, whether that's going to give you my returns, well, it's not, is it? But the returns are still there to be made. The really early adopters are going to make the largest gains. That's in any industry, any innovation. Those that take the biggest risks, if they stick with it and it doesn't fail, they've got the most amount to gain. Then you've got the early majority. So you are, if you're new to all of this, you are still early with massive upside potential. All you got to do is do your proof of work and understand why this thing is unique and why it really can't be stopped. Now, I'm going to say that, I'm going to caveat that with, we've got all these silly, crazy wars going on about, what you should run if you're running a node, etc., all that type of stuff. But, take that to one side. There is no reason that Bitcoin shouldn't continue to keep eating into financial systems all around the world. And if you're buying and holding now at 92,588, then you should be able to 5, 10, 15, 20x your returns if you hold this thing for long enough. Those that want to come in and buy it all today and get rich 6 months from now, I'm telling you, Bitcoin is not for you. It is as simple as that. So for me, this is my take, and I did nick this from Invest Answers. I thought it was really good, and that is this. It is not all doom and gloom. Some of his bullet points. Optimistic price forecast. Analysts from Standard Chartered and Galaxy predict Bitcoin could rebound to 120 to 200,000 by year end, driven by resumed ETF inflows and positive market sentiment. ETF inflows resuming. Bitcoin ETFs have seen early November inflows of over $240 million, signaling renewed institutional confidence after weeks of outflows and market pressure. And then JP Morgan's 340 million BTC exposure and growing treasury allocations indicate institutional investors continue to build long-term positions despite the volatility. So there you go. Am I bearish on the price? Yeah. Am I bullish on Bitcoin long term? Oh, my Picasso, yes, I am. And if you've done the proof of work that I've done, i.e. the constant 1 to 3 hours daily of podcasts that I listen to. Some are really technical because I want to try and learn. Some are really bullish, like Rustin of, Simply Bitcoin and, Oceans and, Sophie and Nico and Opti. You've also got Dante, love him. You know, I love listening to Hurley from Swan. So I learn from those, but I love listening to more macro and intense things, even shows, even though they hurt my head and I don't really understand them. I always retain a couple of percentage points, and it helps me to learn and grow and build my confidence in this asset that we invested in coming up for 9 years ago. And you should do exactly the same as I'm doing, and I've done. Proof of work, people. Okay, I found this awesome quote. The harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you achieve it. So put that in Bitcoin terms. Hodling Bitcoin for 8.5 years is not work, but it's hard work hodling when everybody around you is dumping on you, making phone calls. Have you seen the price of Bitcoin has dropped? You ought to be getting out right now. I told you it's a scam. You know, all that stuff, all that garbage that they want to dump in. What you have to understand is if you do the hard work, if you hodl for long enough, you will be the one that is still standing and laughing when they're crying in their Weetabix. I don't even know if I was allowed to say that word, but when they're crying in their cereal bowl. Okay? Just buy, hold, learn about Bitcoin, and as Adam just put in the chat, 6-digit realm shall return. It most definitely will return. Right now, it's turbulent. Does that mean Bitcoin's dead? No, it doesn't, people. Hang on in there and all will be well. If you like my channel and want to support it, there's 3 Sats addresses. They all work. Drop a few sats. I'm not saying you have to. I certainly don't expect it, but some people want to support the show. Okay, I'm really sorry about the videos. Nothing I can do about them. I'll have to work on it between now and Thursday to find out what's going on. Trouble is, I've got to reach out to the live streaming platform to find out if they can tell me what the hell's gone on, because I've made no changes apart from a software update. So apologies for no videos, is what it is. Hope you got something from it. I'll be back on Thursday with another live show at 6 p.m. By the way, had a fantastic 21 Million Club meetup on Saturday. I think there's about 9 of us there. Chewed to fat for 2.5 hours. Absolutely superb. Love them. Can't wait for the next one. So if you missed out, if you weren't there on Saturday, you missed out on an awesome 21 Million Club. I'll be back on Thursday, another live show. Hopefully I can get the sound working. If not, I'll just have to find some news articles. But whatever you're doing, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you are up to. I'm Brian, the UK Bitcoin Master. This was your Bullish Bitcoin Show for Monday, the 17th of November, 2025. See you all on Thursday. Here's Chelsea Baz's awesome song about the money being broken.
Money